Right guys, welcome to my video, and this is just a quick video, a great project for beginners, hobbyists, and it's just really good for practice. As you well know, well, some of you will know, not all of you will know, but Shelley runs a little business selling vintage clothes and vintage shoes and stuff, and she wanted a stand, a display stand, so this is great. So what I'm using here, this is for shoes, and I'll run across about these boots in a second. But she just wants to stand, so I thought, something different from the norm. And I thought, you know what, I might as well make a video of it because this will be good for the people who watch my videos because it's quite a technical build and it's quite good. Now, the boots in question here are from a company called Fitville. They sent me these free of charge to try with no obligation or anything like that. And like I said to him, I told him, I said, if they're any good, I'll let me subscribers know, and I want a link. So if you want to go to the Fitville website, there's links below where you get 28% off or something. But that's entirely up to you. But my recommendation is they're really good. They're the work boots with a composite toe, so they're not steel toe caps. I've been wearing them for about a month, and they're really good. And they sent me a pair of hiking trainers for walking. They do like lots of different footwear for, like if you've got diabetes or arthritis, but some of them are really nice, just normal, really well fitting and all that. So I can recommend them, and that's not just because they come to me free. If they were no good, I wouldn't be recommending them, trust me, but they are quite good shoes. So if you like me, and you want something comfy for your feet that's a bit stylish, go ahead, just go have a look at the website. So anyway, let's get back to the build, and I'm just cutting the boards down here now. Now, I've got a massive foot. I'm size 12 foot. I don't know what, that's UK. I think in the US and Canada, that's size 13. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. So I'm going to rip these boards down, cut them. I want 300, I'm going to cut these two boards here to 350mm long. So they're quite big, so they'll accommodate sort of a big shoe for display. So like what she does, she'll go out to various places, buy all named sort of clothes and shoes, and she's just looking for something to display. But all her display stands and that are all a bit generic looking. So she said, can you come up with something that's looks a bit better, a little bit, and I've come up with this design, and let me know in the comments what you think in the end. Now, the back stand, I was going to use dowel. You can see here, I was going to use the dowel, but I changed the sort of design halfway through. I'm going off angles here again. The angles, for me, I'm still working on. And I think I get it just about right. So the technicality is, if you have one way and one the other way like that, where they overlap, the shoes will hit each other. So I have to cut a portion off the side there. Now, even though this is like a shoe stand as such, it's got like loads of different uses. You could make these, you could sort of like customize these and make them for sort of different things, maybe little book stands, all that kind of stuff, kitchen spice racks, something for the bathroom, the bedroom. The possibilities are endless, and this is why another reason why I chose this project, because you've got all them different things that you can make off the back of this idea. So I'm just marking up the dowel here. The dowel here is bought as 20mm dowel, but was this the 25mm dowel? I'm not sure. I've got a couple of different pieces, but always check your dowels when you're drilling holes, because they're never the size that it's stated. Always checking with a pair of calipers or something. So you can sort of see where I'm going with it. I'm going to sort of off-center everything, make sure everything, it looks a bit of a designer led sort of thing, but I'm an hobbyist, aren't I, really? So it's far from designer led, but you've just got to try and put your stamp on it. Now, back as people know as well, my trade is an antiques dealer, and you can get antique shoe stands and stuff like that. But they're like, here in the UK now, they're like rocking horse poo to get hold of. They're, you know, or the stupid money. Now this cost, what did it cost this? Just a few bits of random bits of wood. There's no more than sort of £4 or £5 in the old build. So again, if you wanted to turn these into shelf systems, sort of something like that, little stands, no doubt you could get quite a bit more money than them, depending on where you are, what you can sell them for. So I'm just working out angles here, because one of the stands is going to be on an angle. So I've got like a 22.5 degree angle there, so you can see again what I'm trying to achieve, and it's not sort of working for me here at the minute. I'm just thinking, like, although when it's pinned down it should be fine, I want to make it sort of bulletproof. I want to make it so it's like, you know, it's not going to break. If it falls, it's just not going to break. And my thinking there is, if I pin that down and that falls on the floor or something, it just might snap off. So although I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, should I, shouldn't I? I tend not to go with this, and you can see where that overlaps. So that's got to be cut. So I'm going, at this point here, I'm thinking I'll go with it, but I do change it because of that. It's just one of them things that's playing in my mind. And as you're going on woodworking, you'll get this. You'll be doing a project and you're thinking, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? And it's always good to sort of question yourself as you're going along. And if you want a change it while you can, because once it's made, it's just sometimes it can be just too tough to go back and change it. So I'm going with a block now, and that to me feels more secure. It feels a lot more secure there, like that block. So that overhang now, I'm just simply taking a jigsaw to it to round it over, and this will add another dimension to the actual overall design of the stand. I'm starting to really appreciate the jigsaw, how much of an important tool it is. Let me know in the comments what tool you really like in your workshop. This is another tool of mine that's a favourite. Now, I'm just running over it with a small chamfer, but it's not a necessary step, and you could sand this. You could just sand it. If you haven't got a router, you could just sand it. One thing I have learned to do is come back on the ends onto the end grain to stop the chip out. I will do a video regarding things like that, little tips and tricks that I've picked up when I feel a bit more confident to do, a bit more qualified to do so, about the tips and tricks and stuff like that. But I'm picking stuff up all the time as I'm going on, and thanks to the comments, I'm learning a lot of you guys as well. So I thank you very much for everybody that's commenting down below. You know, without you, this channel doesn't exist. So that's that. So I'm just going over now in with some countersink holes, just drilling through. Just taking it nice and easy. Now, here's the fun part, the sanding. I'm just sanding over everything here with a 180 grit sandpaper. Got my mask on. I've got, Shelley got me this coat. The coat I've got on a Dickies coat, second hand, she picked up, and I claimed it. I do claim stuff of hers as well. And I've got to say, what a jacket that is to wear. What a real nice, comfortable thing that is to wear. It's a bit chilly and, you know, freezer movement and stuff like that. A brand I've never looked at before, but I'll be looking at more of their sort of stuff. And that's not me plugging them, I'm not sponsored by them in any way. It's a second-hand jacket Shelley got, and I've pinched it. So I'll just go over everything, making sure it's just like nice and smooth. You don't have to go overboard, but it's just like finishing touches, really. So I'm just on the end grain sections of everything. What I'll do, you won't see a lot of it on this sort of clips because it's boring, but I'll just go over the end grains. What I've done prior to that, and I did go over it and leave it for like 10-15 minutes to soak in, and then I've put more glue on. That's another trick I've picked up, because it absorbs into the sort of straws of the end grain, if that's the right terminology. So in effect, all them end grains have had 2 coats of glue. So you can see there where I leave that one, come back to it. Then I'll just screw them from underneath. Nice and simple, take your time. I thought I'd have trouble with this bit, but I didn't. It sort of works out well. The more confident you get in your woodworking, you tend to know what's going to work and what's not. This was one of them things I thought would be a bit trickier, but it's not. Make sure you wipe all the glue excess off. And I'm screwing in from the top as well, the first stand with the curve at the end, and it's offset sideways and backwards and at the back. So more glue's going on here. This is, it's going to be just for indoors, so it's not a waterproof glue or anything. And the screws I'm using for this are 40mm Torx screws. It got a lot of glue, this project, and it was nice to, you know, get angles cut again and just make things look nice and neat. Let me know in the comments as well what projects you're all onto, if there's anything sort of nice you're making. I'm just plugging the screw holes here just as finishing touches, another unnecessary step for what it is, but you know, she's going to be using it in her photography, so, and you know, I've made it, and I'm trying to get a bit of pride in what I make. So if I can finish things off better, that's better for everyone, really. She has got a YouTube channel, Shelley, as well. It's if I can remember, I'll stick a link to it underneath where, you know, you can go and subscribe to her. Picture quality is a bit naff. We've got to sort out her camera as well, something to do with the phone. We're just blowing all the excess off here, getting rid of all the dust and debris, and I'm just giving it a clear lacquer. That's it. That's all it's going to have. Just a clear lacquer, simple. Now, she wants to leave it like this anyway, because if you get multicoloured shoes in different colours, the lighter the piece, the better it is. But there you go, all offset, different angles. Let me know what you think. Shoe stand. But you can see the possibilities to make these into different things, can't you, there? And there you go with my Fitville work boots. Don't forget to have a look at these, because if you're like me and got bad feet and that, these are really good. You can, you know, I'm sorry they look a bit dirty there, but it's because I do use them. And there's the hiking shoes they sent me as well. Again, on the stand, fit perfectly, look okay on that stand. The stand, I like that stand. Really like the stand. You know, you do a project sometimes and you like it. Something simple. And here she is using it. You can see what I mean now. So she'll be using that. So thanks for watching, and let's get on to the next one.